Yes, people. Never a foul. If you've never been here and you're listening to my voice for the first time, give us a go. Then you might want to subscribe and you might want to like the video. That's the first thing that we always like to do is like the video. But we're going to be talking about Chelsea, something that came up today a little bit. But actually, really and truly, it came out last month about them needing to raise funds for the summer at around 200 million. And we're going to debunk that a little bit. And to be fair, if anyone can do it, it's actually Chelsea. If they need to raise something, it's not like they ain't done it before. But yeah, we can talk a little bit around that and who Chelsea should sell as well. We're going to be talking about Timber finally returning for Arsenal and what that really means. We spoke about it, I think, briefly a couple weeks ago, but we ain't actually had Dale's type of opinion as well and what it could really mean going for their season for the title and also maybe even, you know, Champions League. Who knows? Touch wood. You're not winning it. And then obviously Kimmich wants a PREM move and he's selected 5 clubs, but there's only 3 clubs that he wants. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. Who's going to grab him? Because that man looks like he wants to dip from buying as quick as possible. But yeah, look, I'm joined by Monts as always, and also by Deo. You probably saw him last week. You might see him on the terrace. You might see him on his own channel. You might see him on the Gal's channel. And here we've got a new debutant in CB, the Vegeta to Goku, the Piccolo to young Gohan. We're talking anti-Don Greasy.
That is it. The anti-Don.
He's the anti-Don. So his name's the anti-Don. Absolutely. But yeah, man, big up yourselves, everyone in the chat. What are you telling me, people, man? How's everyone feeling tonight? Oh, well, I mean, Dale, it's the evening for you, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a good evening for me. It's 5 p.m. where I'm at, 5:05 p.m. right now. I'm having some coffee because my eyes were a little, so I need my caffeine in my system, you know. So yeah, it's a nice, cool evening. The weather is great. Chilling at home, and yeah, just hear the vibe. Let's do it.
Monts, if you ain't seen Monts yet, Monts is all over adverts lately. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't seen it yet, you might catch him with Eric Cantona. Just saying. I've seen him enough on Instagram now. I've seen him enough times on the McDonald's advert, which keeps popping up on my YouTube. And also now he's on William Hill. Damn. Oh, goddamn. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you saw Big Brother before and you're like, wait, who's the guy that's over? It's Don. It's Monts. It's Monts. He's everywhere.
No, you're talking about AI generated. AI generated, guys.
I'm just saying you're a bit famous, you know what I'm saying? Have you got that CV if you don't know?
Too much money, Monts. Too much money, Monts. It's all right, man. And here's the thing, Monts, you spend pounds. I do dollars, and your money has more power. So I will text you my details.
Brother, you know, if you keep doing this, if I take a girl Nando, she's gonna be upset with me. So Stu, man, stop doing this. Stop doing this. Yeah, dude, there's no money. You know what I'm saying?
But you say CV as well, man. Hey, fresh from Paddy, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
needed break business trip. I'm starting a new series interviewing like the best under 23 footballers across Europe just for the lead up of the Olympics. So I went to Paris to interview Castello, Lucaba, Malo Gusto,
Gusto,
under 21s. The lead up to the Olympics, in it, slowly cooking. I've got Germany next.
Yo, put him on the top.
Me famous. Let's call him me famous. Like, what?
yeah. CV is on the top row, man.
You guys bumped me up, yeah.
What's the say? I'm everyone that was sick.
I'll stay down here.
I tell when you see Elise, say Man United, innit? Say what I did it.
Listen, I've done all my Chelsea prop. Really, the interviews weren't really about football. It's more so just the culture, what Olympics means to you growing up, fashion, etc. But I definitely put the Chelsea word out there. I told them, listen, we almost got you, bruv. We almost had you there. He was just laughing. Spoke to Gusto. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of talk about Reece James and Gusto, who would rather start, like when he's fit, blah, blah, blah. Very humbly, Gusto said, I can't lie. Physically, defensively, just his final ball with Reece James is clear. But he appreciates the love from the fan base, nevertheless. So I'm looking forward to just putting that out there and getting everyone to see it.
That's calm, man. That's good stories, man. Good stories. I wish, man. One day, maybe, inshallah. Anyways, but yeah, man. Look, big up your thing. Let's start with Chelsea. Anyways, talking on Chelsea. Chelsea need to raise allegedly 200 million for the summer. Rightfully so. They ain't probably gone anything. Nothing's got the plan. Basically, they expected probably Champions League revenues, Europa League revenues, or something like that along them lines. Hasn't happened. I don't think Poch has helped the situation. I don't think the Spurs helped the situation. But if there's anyone that can raise money, CB, it is Chelsea. And it's not even about you're gonna get deducted points, you're gonna get done. You have a lot of players that can go, but it's about like what players does Chelsea fans want to go out? There's a lot of obviously stuff around Sterling right now. Gallagher's on the if and buts and maybes, and obviously other players like even Cucurella has been sounded out a little bit. But then you think about like you'd want Cucurella to go before a Chilwell who's never fit. Do you know what I mean? The names are always the most frequent, and obviously you got Lewis Hall that's been a permanent. That's already 30 million in the bank.
Yeah, exactly. What I don't really believe in terms of the article, I don't believe it for just solely off the fact that we're owned by a private equity firm. So in terms of finances, that's I don't agree with a lot of things that the ownership do, but that's the one thing I'm certain they will be able to control. Now, when you see articles like this going around, in my opinion, I think it's just PR. It's just soft launch,
laws and stuff.
Lowering the wage bill. Oh, we're broke. Oh no, Europe. Okay, let's get rid of pure profit, because this is what they're doing. They've been doing this since last season. It's pure profit, i.e., the Mount's getting sold, the Lewis Hall's getting sold. They're trying to hound out Gallagher. Don't be surprised if Alfie Gilchrist gets sold. It's very easy for us to raise the 200 million. If it came to me and selling players, the players that I want to leave are not really realistic, i.e. the Enzo Fernandez of the world, because they're 9-year contracts. You won't be able to move them off, just realistically speaking, unless we take a big loss in the fees. But guys like, I would, in terms of Sterling, because you mentioned Sterling, I wouldn't want to sell Sterling before selling a Noni Madueke or a Mudryk, because I do feel like he's better than both of them. However, the wage bill is high, so the PR and the scrutiny is going to be on him, so we can move him and lower our wage bill. But our fan base don't take this in.
I thought your wage bill got lowered though, because you got rid of all the mega stars in the summer, going Saudi and stuff like that. And then you got bare youngers on literally mega low piece.
Exactly. So, but that's why if you think about it, our highest earning player is Sterling right now. Sterling's on 17 goals and assists in this season. If you spoke to the average Chelsea fan, they hate his guts. Oh, I want him to leave. He's this and that. He's shit. Blah blah blah. Whereas there's Noni and Mudryk in his position who are not at his level, but it's the common consensus to get him out. It's no coincidence that he's earning 375k a week. And if you talk to every Chelsea fan, oh, he earns this much. That's why. Is it coming out of your pocket, bro? You want us to lose more experience? Because barring Thiago Silva, who's already on the way out, who's even been ostracized from the squad because his wife tweeted about Pochettino after the Wolves game.
That's why, innit? That's why he's not playing.
He's not fit. Come on, let's be serious. So, barring Thiago Silva, Sterling's the only person with 200 plus league appearances within the whole squad. So why would you point the finger at experience, who's got 17 goals and assists, all these penalties that Palmer's scoring, he's winning the majority of them, apart from Mudryk's one against Arsenal, the handball. So now I'm asking myself, why are we pointing our finger at him? Why do you want to worsen the squad?
Yeah, 100%. I hear that, because you know what, Mons, you and I have been massive critics of Chelsea, innit? You know what I'm saying? You been on to Caicedo, I been on to Enzo. It's like we're doing the pivot. We're the real pivot. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what? It's not even that with Sterling. You'd refuse to get onto Sterling. Obviously Jamaicans and all that. Like, you don't want to do it. It's
difficult. It's a difficult job to ban Sterling.
No, but I tried to make fair argument with that as well early in the stream. That obviously you had to go down to London and whatnot. I was watching. At Sterling, they talk about Sterling's work rate, right? And you know what? Fair play. You can criticize man's performances all day long. As long as you want, it's your fan base. It's not my place to really say much. But from an outside view, it's like, because I look at who's got pace on the wing. There's typically only Jackson and a Sterling. There's not really Sterling, Mudryk, and that. And when it is there, it looks quite dangerous. I reckon he's being told to leave up, like stay up there. I don't think it's him being lazy. I don't think it's the case. I said earlier, I think it's Pochettino saying you're the outlet, stay up there. Do you know what I mean? Because if you go back to Man City, he was working his guts off. Last time I checked, he had that striker there and all that kind of stuff. You said he's got, you know what, people love the GA talk, right? And you said he's got 18. I didn't even know he's got 18 goals and assists. You know how mad that is?
That's
we're in a modern era.
In 36 games. In 36 games. Think about that. No competitions. Like,
and then you need to add, this is the all these merchants, these, you know, these Bowley sexuals, Enzo sexuals, Clear Lake sexuals. You know what their favorite buzzword is? Poch Tax. Oh, Enzo's playing shit because of Poch Tax. Oh, Caicedo and Modric is not working. Poch Tax. Apply the Poch Tax onto Sterling. 17 goals and assists in 36 games plus Poch Tax. Realistically, he's on 30 GA according to you guys. You know what I'm trying to say? So why does it not, like, it don't work for these guys? They have their favorites. Do you get it? Our fan base have these favorites. I'm either on the stance of we hold everyone accountable. They're all shit for us being 11th place. We're about, if we don't win this FA Cup, we're about to go 2 years, no trophy. I've never seen that in my lifetime. I'm 20. I'm about to be 24. I've never seen Chelsea go 2 years trophyless.
Inshallah.
The first time these guys were 11th place in the leagues. This back-to-back seasons being mid-table. Call them all shit like I do it. But no, because it's Poch Tax. Oh, Poch is the system. Always this and that. Apply that to everyone, i.e. the Gallaghers, the Chilwells, the Sterlings, the dark horse in our fan base. They wouldn't do that. They would rather pick and choose. Sterling leave, even though you've got 17 GA. Let's play Modric. Won 5 goals in Chelsea. 15, less than 15 professional goals in his career. Let's play Modric 24/7. It don't make sense to me.
I think there's a few other reasons that I think we need to look at what's going on at Chelsea. First of all, Don, I hope you're listening to all of this.
Oh,
you're probably not. You're probably going this. I'm probably doing that when CB's speaking in it. But I feel like with Sterling, by the way, it's 15 GA. He doesn't have 6 assists in the Prem. He has 3 assists in the Prem, but 15 GA is still not the worst in the world. I feel like the only thing with Sterling, I think it's because of the expectation coming from Man City and what he's been doing to them not standing out amongst average players. Because people call me sooty when I say it, but Chelsea have a lot of average players. There are good players with potential in the squad. There's a few of them in there, but there's also a lot of average players, deadwood, that aren't good enough. And it's evident because even amongst tactics, the fundamentals aren't there. There's too many men whose fundamentals aren't there. And the guys whose fundamentals are there aren't appreciated. Gallagher's not that great of a footballer, but his fundamentals are there. So for me, you have to keep that in there.
I'm so happy you said that.
But for me, that's why I say you can't afford to get rid of Gallagher right now anyways. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at having Chelsea again. And because it's the Abramovich era, that's kind of, I think, clouded a lot of judgment where it's like, you know, you guys deserve to have tech man all over the pitch. Unfortunately, during a rebuild, that's not the way it works. You got to abide and you got to cherish each tech man that you have and build where you can and find balance in your team. And the squad is so imbalanced on top of a manager who's again, is clearly struggling to grasp what he needs to do in the squad. Right now, time is the only thing that's almost on anyone's side. And because Chelsea fans aren't used to, not all Chelsea fans, but majority, I think, of the fan base aren't used to waiting. As I said, as CB said, these guys haven't gone more than 2 years without a trophy in how long? You know what I'm saying? So even at their worst, they're expecting trophies. Even at 12th place, they've gone to Wembley twice. It's in their DNA to win cups. You know what I'm saying? To win Premier Leagues. So when they're not seeing trophies, a process that might take a little bit longer than usual is alien to these lot. It's actually alien. But unfortunately, sometimes you have politician fans like Don who will sit here and, again, pick and choose who you want to place the blame on when it's pretty much a collective. From top to bottom, there's a lot wrong with the club. The Premier League table doesn't lie at the end of the day. And spending the amount of money you're spending and seeing the results you're seeing, it's not okay. No other Premier League team could get away with it. You know what I'm saying? People will say I have an agenda against Caicedo or certain guys. Bro, all I'm saying is if you're coming at a certain price tag, I need a certain level. You know what I'm saying? You look at Kobe Mainoo, who doesn't cost a penny. He plays in a shit system, bro. The system stinks over at Manchester United. The midfield is dross.
Cheers, mate.
Dross. And Toby Mainoo stands out like a sore thumb.
In terms of Caicedo, I think Caicedo has been good. But you see what you're saying with the United point. The difference is United's spine is clear of ours. They've got a spine. We don't have a real spine yet. You look at them.
Spine.
They got Lisandro at the back. They've got a Bruno.
We don't.
They've got a Rashford going forward. You know what I'm saying? There's in all three phases. There's at least borderline elite players in those zones. With us, who's our spine?
I'll tell you, I have to disagree with that part. I have to disagree with that. This season, anyways, we ain't had Lisandro in it. It's not been there, innit? Let's get that straight. So, like, even if you want to even add Casemiro into that, if you really did want to, and he's not really been rated this year, barely been there this season either. You know, Højlund was missing for parts of the season, I suppose. And that's potential, by the way. That's not even true, but
Rashford's having an all-time
stinker. Like, if we go through it when we deep it, yeah. Man United's got Anana. That's the one part of the spine, and you got Petrovic. The thing is, I really like Petrovic. To be fair, if we go centre backs, we have got only Martinez. You have got and Varane's gonna go in it. Let's be honest. So we're gonna talk about realistic spine for next season. You've got Colwill. And you've got any choice of centre back that you want there. I don't think it's the Sarsi, whatever. Maybe you might need somebody else. I don't know, but I think Badiashile as well. You got that option in it. They're both left-footed though. So it doesn't correlate. If you go through that, you still got. I'm not going to even put Enzo as a spine. I'm going to put Caicedo in that spine, and then further that, if you want to, I'll put in Kunku there. When you put Man United, Bruno sucks ass, bro. He's arse and cheeks. He literally plays bombastic football, fam. He looks at it and he treats it like a bomb. And I don't understand. That's not how I played the beautiful game or learned it in my own academy. So the way I look at it, you've definitely got a better spine than us. And this is proper mid, by the way. And when I look at
individuals, though,
let me put it this way.
You got Hobby and Højlund, don't get me wrong, but that's a potential part.
Kaz, let me put it this way. United have a solid spine that is not playing well. Chelsea have a potential spine of the future. Like the Chelsea spine right now is not a Chelsea spine. It can become a Chelsea spine. What United have is a solid spine that is not functioning well, not literally gelling, because all these players you're calling Martinez, Casemiro, when Bruno is firing on all cylinders, I mean, just at their peak, think about these guys at their peak, and then look at the people that Chelsea have in comparison. So all I'm saying is both teams have a spine. One is a fetus that is about to be birthed, and one is a solid spine that is not functioning yet. It needs to be fixed.
Do you know what it is? But you know what it is with Chelsea. But just go back to what I was saying about Chelsea, though.
It is.
Chelsea have individuals who each they're so specific to a different system.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like the only one who I feel like generally will look good in any system you play them in is Cole Palmer. Maybe in Kunku. Maybe you can throw Kunku, and maybe you can throw Gusto in there. Yeah. The rest of them, Caicedo needs to be treated he needs to play he needs to be played in a specific way. I think Enzo is talented, but I feel like he needs to be deployed in a specific way. And then Gallagher's obviously kind of the bulldog of it all. And of course you've got Lavia, who for me I think would probably be someone who you really missed. I think Lavia's an excellent player as well. So you have to understand that it's become the expectation of Chelsea Football Club has drastically fallen for me. Like,
and they're doing what Man United fans did. They're going through the Man United phase at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this isn't even the average Chelsea fan I'm saying this to. I just feel like the how far Chelsea have fallen in this kind of Premier League hierarchy of today, it's madness. It's like, as I said, no other team could do this. No other team could do this. Like, I remember when 6th place was a catastrophe for Chelsea. Absolute catastrophe. And they'll still go win a chance.
Where's Lavia? Where's Lavia?
We won our first Champions League.
Is Lavia still in Chelsea?
We finished 6th. Villas-Boas got sacked mid-season. We brought in Di Matteo. I remember that season being an absolute disaster. We got to the FA Cup final. Even going into that FA Cup final, it wasn't. We won that FA Cup against Liverpool and no one cared. It was still a poor season. We won the Champions League through a great miracle. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They papered over those cracks. Then you look into 12-13 season. 12-13, we got group stage. We finished 3rd in the group against Juventus and them. After the only team in history to win the Champions League and get group staged. We went to the Europa League, another disaster season. Di Matteo gets sacked. We brought in Rafa Benitez, who's a similar type of manager to Poch amongst our fan base. He managed rivals. We didn't like him. We didn't embrace him. He won us the Europa League. Now, I promise you, if we finish 6th now, or we won the Europa League now, our fan base are lapping it up. oh yes, trust the process, this and that and that. You don't realize that we've gone so far backwards. Wake up.
I'm the bad guy.
Hold on. I'm the bad guy. When I said this, guys, I was the bad guy. I was the pantomime villain when I said this.
But don't get twisted. I'm the bad guy amongst our fan base. If you see
I have a question for you, CB. I just want to find out. I've been wondering, who is Lavia still at Chelsea? Or have you sold him?
No, he's at Chelsea. He's only played 30 minutes. He played against Crystal Palace, came off the bench and got injured again.
So it was a saucy 30 minutes. It was a saucy 30 minutes too.
Are you sure he exists?
They say I'm Lavia. If you go on my Twitter, these guys call me Lavia.
I was about to ask you because I was like, I think maybe because at this stage, I think Lavia does not exist. So I don't know if you can make any money of this 200 million you're looking from him because he's a myth. He doesn't exist.
200 million is easy to make. You look at
but you know what? Concerning that 200 million, I was reading an article that's talking about Todd Bowley already talking to some Saudis and blah blah blah. Of course, Saudis have invested in the it's called Lakeway Investment or whatever. So great or whatever it's called. I know they've invested in that company and I think they're doing they would be able to raise the money even without selling players, but they need to sell certain players just to balance the books. And what they're going to do what I think Chelsea is going to do is they're going to offload players, maybe not at the most premium price that they can get them, but just to get enough out. And then whatever players they're bringing back in again, they're going to do that. They're going to use that loophole. That loophole again.
Of loopholes. This brother he'll find another one. The thing is,
with them type of loopholes he's pulling off. That's why I don't stress about the financial situation. He definitely knows what to do.
Yeah. I agree. By the way,
basically, if we sell Gallagher, sorry to cut you off, my bro. If we sell Gallagher, is between 40 to 50 million there straight away. We got 30 million coming in.
Who's paying 40 to 50 million for Gallagher?
Spurs bid 50 million for him on deadline day. We said no.
Spurs beat 50. Anyway, Spurs. It's Spurs. Don't worry, give it to Spurs.
So we got Lewis Hall 35 million from Newcastle. We've got 40 to 50 million on Gallagher, so you can say, let's say 75.
Chalobah looks like
35 million for Maatsen. That's 100 million. Bear in mind, this is all pure profit. We got Chalobah on the way out. Maybe go for 20. And this is just dead wood. This ain't even the.
How many years? Hold on. When you say this is all pure profit, you have to remember, how many years did they have left in their contract and salaries and all that.
Months.
Yeah, Everton really like Gallagher.
They're all Cobham at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Pure profit. The academy players.
Yeah. This is why I say Chelsea been doing this for years, by the way. This is why I say, even when it's done, every time we ask about where you're going to get this 200 million for and all that kind of stuff, it's like, there'll be a saucy youngster that hasn't even played yet. And they'll get rid of him for 10 million or 15. That's the facts. And then you can go sell off a Kukurea or somebody, anyways, just along them lines. Broja, that we didn't mention him. He's going to go.
Broja as well.
Broja's going to go. So
they can't sell Broja for dollars or pounds or euros. It has to be Indian rupees.
Yeah,
because he's that useless. You have to go to an Indian club somewhere in India or somewhere I don't know, or Pakistan.
I think the issue that's kind of confused people is, can Chelsea? They have to rate. Let's just say allegedly, and let's just say hypothetically. I think that's a better words or better to put into this situation. It's like, let's say they have to raise the 200. It's like, okay, but what about after that? Is it still going to be the 60 million loss that you allow per season? Or is there going to be actual room to spend some actual money on some other players? Because they need a striker, evidently. And they need to balance that midfield. Because you know what? After Lavia comes out of that situation, because you know what? My perfect Chelsea free does not have Caicedo and Enzo playing in the same team. It's one or the other. Lavia is the DM, Caicedo or Enzo as the 8, and then Kunkston as the 10. That's the way I look at it, and that's saucy. The thing is, Chelsea have a lot of tech, man. This is why I don't rate Poch. Poch is a bum, bro. How can you give so many tech, man, to Poch, bro? He had that at PSG, so why would you put that over to him as well? He had put tech man at PSG, and he didn't have to work them. So why would you? It's like letting Southgate with this golden arrow to go forward into the next World Cup. There's no point. You're wasting your time. And you know what? I think Poch has done in the cups. He's done an okay job. Let's be honest. He's actually proven that he can get these man playing. But at the same time, his changes on the pitch when we watch it once or a day or that, it's shocking, man. It is shocking. Like honestly, on a man management scale, I think he's on that Ten Hag brink of it sucks. But I think he sucks even more.
But you know what you're saying? This is a very good point. But this is why I don't really rate the players that we have. Barring, like, in case for those in the audience are wondering, the only 3 players I rate amongst this project and this whole team is Gusto, Caicedo, and Palmer. The rest, honestly, they can be sold today. I have no anything towards them. But
it's true.
Players, the reason why I don't rate them is because your 11th place under a manager, he isn't really your suited. He's not playing you lot suited style of players. The amount of technicians that are on the pitch. Surely, like I know the Chelsea, I know you turn on the manager. I'm not playing for him no more. I'm down in tools. Get him out of here until we're not improving until you know what I'm saying. XYZ.
And now where does that come?
They happen to play under him at 11th place. That just shows the standards.
We don't know. You know what it is? We don't actually know that though, because we don't know how stressed they actually come off the pitch. I think it's bad with youngsters. This is why you need experience. That's why Thiago Silva is stressed every game, fam. He's not happy whatsoever, and that's the issue, innit? Quick one, just a little shameless plug, guys. Please smash the like button. There's 450 of you in here as well, and I'm gonna put literally everyone's got their channel's gonna be in the pinned or in the description, or you can see it on the screen. It's up to you. Big Expanse is so close to 9K, man. So close. You know, it's Celsius Europe, aka CB. I don't know what he runs on his channel, whether it's Chelsea or pure football content, all different types of content. He gave you a little bit of his content before, obviously, with life with all these ballers. So go over there and subscribe. He's on 150. Just note it down and go back, and then you can come back to the stream or do it afterwards. That'd be much appreciated. Let's get this guy monetized, man. We got a super chat from Tang Yang. Mons, I think because of the way their club was taken over, is kind of covered up how bad it is. There is a bit of pity there.
Tiang, brother, how can there be pity over the way you've been taken over and given that much money? I can't. Like, there's no pity. As I said, you know my thing with Chelsea. Hella bottles, no bitches, blood.
I think it's the other way around, bro. I think it's hella bitches, no bottles. Now all the bitches.
No, because you've got the money, but the players aren't players in. So the players aren't. Yeah, that's why I said hella bottles, bare tables, hella VVS. No, darling. Hella testosterone. Hella testosterone.
I hear that. I like that one.
It's mad.
But yeah, man,
I don't think there's an excuse about the way it was taken over at all. I mean, you spent that amount of money. It's how they even bought again. Like you spent, this narrative. Like how do you spend that amount of money and buy like that? Like buy potential. Literally just buy. Like I'm going to take $1 billion and I'm just going to go and buy potential. Yeah, you know, and then let me get a coach that I hope can train potential to a certain level. Then he's not going to win anything with them.
He's never won in this country, by the way.
Yeah, then I'm going to kick him out and then bring another coach that can win after the potential has grown. And then hopefully this new coach can blend that potential back together to make a killer squad. Okay, I get it. I see it's working.
Yo,
you
know how many players these guys have signed in the past year? Where 2 years ago from now, we didn't even know who they existed.
Please tell that to Don. Please tell when you know what, you might be on Thursday. We're just waiting on Don to confirm with Lewis and all that. So if you're on Thursday, we can have this comment. We're gonna actually do a whole Chelsea review. Please tell this to Don because he reckons that he knows all these man. I told you, man.
This is what they do. They pretend.
What's his name? Kendall or something?
Kendry Paez.
Tell him about you. Andre Sanders has got men's football experience. It matters. Like,
Kendry's getting Neymar shouts in South America.
Yeah, apparently he's actually a bowler. And then he's like, one. Who's the guy from preseason once? The one that was on the wing?
Angelo Gabriel.
How this? Come on.
But this is what I'm saying. These guys, every time we're linked to these random players, 40 million there. Since when do we sign a 40, 50 million player? And I have to watch comps. And then when I'm watching comps to even find out who you are,
who's Denzel Washington? Who's Denzel Washington? Like the footballer, like whatever his name is.
I don't even believe he's real. That's like since when? What Brazilian is called that? They've never seen you. You don't get no Carabao Cup minutes. Nothing.
Man has no Enio in his name.
Bro, what do you say his name is again? What do you say his name is again?
His name, I call him Denzel Washington, but I don't know what his first name.
David was.
Man said David.
Not even David. David.
Bro, you're telling me that's a Brazilian? Let's not lie here, man. They just did that.
No, maybe maybe
he's Todd's nephew. That's Foley's nephew. They just gave him
an elephant. That's what all.
Oh my days. Todd Bowley's nephew.
This is
literally
funny.
just it's nepotism.
David,
you know what?
David Washington. Wait.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, I went to a stadium tour at the bridge literally a week ago. And tell me why I'm seeing the Ted Lasso kits in the changing room. What did Wrexham FC? And I'm like, bro, you can't write these jokes. You can't write these things, bro. This is what you've turned our club into. You've now put in our dressing room.
Do you know who would do a job?
This is funny, man.
The one thing I'll say is, do you know what's crazy? I say certain things maybe people might disagree with. I actually feel like could have done with a Lukaku. As crazy as it seems,
I said that.
I think his time, obviously, because of because of the off the field stuff, it's long days for him. But player profile wise, the whole search for a striker thing, Lukaku was probably someone you would have done. That show for Fofana is dangerous. He is cold, yeah. And do you know what's funny? I saw that Ziyech is actually still technically on loan from your club. That is killing me in 2020.
Ziyech is still on our books.
I swear
he's on your books. That is fucking dead.
It's not right.
This is what I was saying with our striker situation in January from the jump. Yeah, we had going into January after the Everton game, we got pumped at Goodison Park. Poch has come out because Poch is a puppet. The whole Poch out thing for me, I don't really rate him, but I know the next manager that comes in is also a puppet. Poch has been very clear that Gallagher's the player he rates most amongst the squad. Plays him every week. He gives him the captain band. They've been trying to sell him non-stop. He's asked for striker after Goodison Park game. He said, we need a striker and at least experience in three different areas of the pitch. I'm looking at that like defense, midfield, attack. So we need it everywhere. That's how I'm taking it first and foremost. So now the striker situation. We had Benzema available on a loan. Datro Fofana had been called back on loan. Broja on the way out. Jackson is at AFCON. So now we're in a position where we can recall Lukaku. We can spend 100-odd million on a guy or Keres or Osimhen. In my opinion, I wouldn't want to spend 100 million on Osimhen because I'd rather spend the time to mold Jackson into a better striker because there's a player there. I just don't think there's a striker there at the moment. So that's firstly. Benzema available in a 6-month loan is a no-brainer. He's somebody who plays a similar style of football to Jackson. He's experienced. He has a relationship with a lot of the French players in the squad. He's a winner. Let's go. We're in cup competitions. Let's try win a trophy, put some standards back in the club, winning mentality in our club. They bottled it. Not only did they bottle it, they sent Broja on a dry loan, no buy option, no nothing, to rivals, to Fulham. He doesn't even start for them right now.
Oh, what'd you call them?
I call them right. They are rivals. It's a shame. I don't think I'm saying I'm giving them a bit too much credit right now, but
that is what it is right now, though.
You know what?
You're the only team that can go to Fulham at Craven Cottage right now and beat them out of all the big teams.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what happened with Chelsea? You know what I think happened with Chelsea? I think Todd Bowley saw what Ryan Reynolds was doing with Wrexham and said, "I'll do the same with Chelsea. I'll run the club myself."
Great,
he literally was like, "I'll run the club myself." Because I don't understand.
What plays it?
Huh?
I didn't know that.
He's one of the owners of Wrexham.
Yeah, did you know that? He be living under the Wrexham.
Yeah, he invested in Wrexham, and that's how they started. Like, he did a lot of investment.
There's two of them. There's him and there's the other. Yeah. They're jokes as well.
Bowley is really weird because he owns the Lakers. He part owns the Lakers with Genie Buss and the Buss organization, and then he's the majority owner for the LA Dodgers. The LA Dodgers haven't won in the playoffs in over 10 years. The only time they did win was during COVID, which in America they call it a Mickey Mouse ring, dude. They don't rate it. You get what I'm saying? Then you look at the signings he's done over at Dodgers with the Otanis, who's like the biggest baseball player ever. They gave him the maddest contract, amortization, all that BS. You look at Lakers, they've got the LeBron James, they've got Anthony Davis, they've got superstars. He came into Chelsea promising marquee signings. That was the one thing he said. I want Mbappe and all of these guys playing for us, dude. That was what was talked about. So then, right in the summer, when we had the opportunity to get a Neymar, you're saying, no, we don't want Neymar because he's over 25. We want to put our investment. We want to see the invest in Mudryk more. Then you see the Benzema situation. No, we want a positive personality. That was the article. They want a positive personality in the dressing room. They don't want Benzema. So you've lied. Why are you not following the same mantra that you followed for your other two franchises? I don't get that.
It's hard. It's sometimes it's a little hard to do because if you look at the Cronkies, right? You know they also own franchises here in the US. They own
The
they own
Nuggets
the Rams, the Nuggets,
FFP.
but what the Cronkies have done is every time they've taken over a franchise, they've taken the time to build that franchise, and all their franchises have won. All their franchises,
but one.
Arsenal, but Arsenal. But Arsenal, but they just took over Arsenal in 2018, just like they took over a few of those clubs a few years before that and built them to become winners. It's not like they took over the Rams in 1 year and the Rams won the next year. No, they took their time, they put their structure in place, they put the right people in place, they built what they needed to build. And when they started winning fairly consistently. And I think that's what they're trying to do with Arsenal, which is stay consistent and let's see how you can start winning fairly consistently. So when the Premiership one time, maybe in the next year win the FA Cup and something else, and maybe the following year try to get more into the Champions League and focus more on that while you're still chasing the Premiership. At least give yourself a chance to win something out of all the 4 cups that are available every year. So I think
now that you're on the topic of Arsenal, I'll ask you a question, just playing devil's advocate here. Let's say Pochettino wins the FA Cup, and you guys finish the season trophyless. Now it could be finishing second in the league, semi-final or losing the Champions League final. That puts Arteta and Pochettino in the same boat.
Yeah.
Now, how does that feel looking at our projects being an absolute disaster? We're about to be in 2 Wembley trips. We've already exceeded the amount of Wembley trips that Arteta has made in his tenure. And then you see you win a trophy, potentially, God willing. What do we do? What are the discussions surrounding Arteta then?
Discussions surrounding then, I'm not going to Arteta for me. I'm not going to measure Arteta based on any other coaches because winning the FA Cup is a knockout competition, and knockout competitions doesn't mean that you're the best if you win it. It just means you knocked out the other team. Football is won in moments, so you might go into a game, play, be lucky enough to score 1 goal, park the bus, and move on to the final. But the things that really matter, which is the league and the progress of where the team wants to be. I'm looking at Arsenal 5 years ago. We were the mud. We were not in the mud. We were the mud. Literally, you could rub us on if you wanted to be muddy, just come and rub Arsenal on your body. That's who we were. And we've gone from that to challenging for the title 2 years back to back, which nobody thought we would be able to do. And officially, like when people say, Arteta has been there 5 years, I'm like, let's stop this. Arteta came in 2019 December. He's literally been there for 4 years, which means two years out of his 4 years, he's been challenging for the title. So the conversation for me with if Poch wins the FA Cup, I'm not going to be. I expect that the club will kick him out because they're expecting that he should win something. That's what I expect. But personally, I wouldn't be the Arteta out guy. But if we need to get another coach because we feel we need to win next year, then we'll do what we need to do.
The question is, it comes down to who's really available, who's really got the CV to go and do that, who can be bought out. But HBK Nil, so every single one of your super chats is mad.
Yeah.
On a bit of a delay, but aren't we unbeaten since Silva's dropped? Poch is unable to compensate for his pace. Why the slander about his wife? We didn't slander his wife.
Well, that's fake, by the way. We're not unbeaten since it's been dropped. We lost against Wolves. That's when he got dropped. And we lost the Carabao Cup final to Liverpool.
Yeah, no one slandered his wife. If that's what you call slander, I don't know, man. You can't say nothing these days.
No, we didn't slander his wife. I just said.
We said she put out a post, and because of that post, Poch decided to start benching him. There's nobody insulted his wife or said anything bad about her.
And I actually respect her for doing that. I wish.
That's me.
I just like the fact that for looking at that situation, I like seeing someone fight for the club.
Yeah, somebody stand up. She stood up.
Right after getting smoked at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? The vibes was absolutely terrible at the Bridge that day. Like, I stayed to the end. The halftime was literally is 1-1 at halftime, something stupid like that. And they not done the Chinese New Year. The timing was terrible. Chinese New Year celebrations at the Bridge.
Oh wait, what?
Everyone's booing. It's going left. You know what I'm saying? We're 4-1 down. It was a joke. And Thiago Silva actually got a consolation goal to make it 4-2. Mudryk assist. And then she's actually spoken and said, you know what? I've had enough. Things need to change. I didn't even look at it like management needs to change. I looked at it more on a Thiago Silva, like Bel Silva's proper Chelsea. We've been to Champions League away games And we've seen her on an EasyJet flight with her kids, normal, taking pictures with the fans. She's proper Chelsea from the Abramovich era. She's seen it at its high.
When you say proper Chelsea, I just can't help but think about Johnny Minerals, man.
Shout out Minerals.
Proper Chelsea.
Where's my Chelsea brown envelope? Get him out.
But she's proper Chelsea. She goes to the away game. She's seen us win the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? So partied with the fans at Porto after the game in the crowd. So when she's seeing what the mess has become after 18 months, it's only been 18 months. You know what I'm saying? And we're in the absolute gutter. She's seen it. So she says change needs to happen. I agree. She's talking about them sluts upstairs. Word to Chelsea fan TV. The sluts upstairs killing our club, bro. It's a fact. So I don't look at it like a Pochettino thing, and I'm happy someone's doing it close to the team. Hopefully, I wish more legends did it. The John Obi Mikkels who have podcasts, the Drogbas, you know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. They're all shining Bowley's shoes so they can get their man Osimhen at the club. They're Nigerian, brother.
Bro, that's not what they're doing, man. They're all trying to make their money still. You think anybody has time for this nonsense right now? Sit here. No, look at this guy. So you think Mikel Obi, John Obi, Mikel Obi, as he is right now, as he's everything in his head is, oh, look, he has played his part when he was at Chelsea. And if the new management can't do what they need to do to maintain the legacy that they left behind, good riddance to bad rubbish. Where's my check? Sponsor my podcast.
If that's the case, because that's a brown envelope that you've just described. A brown envelope. No. Somebody who puts their pockets before the. No.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody like Drogba decides to do an event right now, wants to play a game against Chelsea,
did Drogba just come out and say, "I don't recognize this Chelsea"?
He did say that 2 years ago. He did say that last year, and then now it's Agent Drogba and Mikel for Osimhen. Oh yes, Africa, this and that. Because Osimhen signing for the club, all it does is boost the African market. Every majority of West Africans automatically become Chelsea fans. This is not footballing reasons. These guys are
but you have to. Quick question. Is Osimhen a good striker? Because let's do this right. If you remember, Chelsea, hold on, listen, no, hear me out. I'm not even saying for Chelsea. Let me. I just want to paint a picture. Pre-season and at the beginning of the season, Chelsea was creating a lot of chances. In fact, the first half of the season, you guys created some of the most chances in the league, but did not put your chances away. If you had a striker like Osimhen in your team, while you created those chances, do you think you'll be 11th or 10th right now? I don't think so.
There'd be 6th, 7th, and the season would still be.
But you'll be 6th or 7th. Like, no. I'm saying at least
that's still a disaster, though.
I know it is. But my point is, at least we're saying, okay, it's a rebuild. Pochettino is in. You're 7th, you're 6th. Your team needs to gel. We'll give you one season. Next season, let's see what happens with you. Your full gelling and what you guys can do. So my point is, you created a lot of chances first half of the season. You didn't put a lot of them away. In fact, there was a period of like a month where Chelsea created the most chances out of any team, and you didn't put them away. So, yeah, I get it. There's politics, there's money to be made, there's brown envelopes and all that. But if the striker is good for your team and he's going to score goals in this rebuild, take him.
I understand, but I don't think Osimhen, for what he's worth, 115 million release clause, is good for Chelsea.
Give him a 15-year contract like you guys do to everybody.
But imagine this though with Osimhen. Imagine another £100 million player in that squad, and imagine the absolute outrage if they flop again.
Exactly, and that's pressure.
You guys.
He's got less MPG than Lukaku and Giroud right now in the Serie A, who we said aren't good enough to play for us. So why are we spending 120 million?
Just give him a 15-year contract. He'll come good in 7 years.
7th in the league right now if Osimhen's the answer to our problem.
He's 31, I think.
My hot take is that when Lukaku left Inter to go to Chelsea, he was badding it up in Serie A 2 seasons. I think it was 23 goals, 8 assists, 24 goals and 4 assists. It was something like that. Osimhen, something similar. You know what I'm saying? Badded it up, once good at same type of GA, obviously slightly different players, not exactly the same mode, but you know what I'm saying?
It's players that need service. They can't create for themselves. They can't impact a game without scoring.
And obviously they're good. And obviously, let's not act like he wouldn't get service. It's just like, I'm just tired of the same old, you know what? Oh, let me get that dopamine. Oh, we need another signing. But it's not working. Let me sign another player. It's not working. Let me sign another player. That's what it is. That's Lewis. That's Lewis, man. I need that transfer dopamine. Sometimes unfortunately, do what you guys aren't used to. And unfortunately, you might have to just wait and let certain guys develop. There's a player in there in Jackson. There's a player in there. You can use that somewhere else. Go fix the defense. Go fix the midfield. Because everyone talks about chance creation with Chelsea. The defense is leaky.
And Chelsea's DNA, Chelsea that we all know, is defense first. We don't play beautiful popping the ball around football. That's not our heritage. We put 10 men behind the ball. We twat it long to Pogba. You hold the ball up, and we're scoring in 3 passes.
Bro. Have you seen X-Men? Yeah, your DNA has mutated. Forget, you don't have that DNA anymore. DNA you're now mutants. Your DNA is gone. Gone. Yeah, he left with Mourinho. That defensive that you're talking about left with Mourinho. You see, when Mourinho left, he took the suitcase, packed that defense, sealed it up, put the combination lock, and took it into his safe. You will never play that kind of. Your DNA is mutated.
I knew he was going to be there. I want someone's ear for you, man.
In terms of signing,
Lewis is the scariest. I promise you, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Him and his transfer dopamine.
You see, us, if you're a serious club, yeah, we've got enough of this potential. I understand. I'm not like a robot. I understand what they're trying to do. I just feel like they overemphasized on potential and neglected experience. If we're a serious club, we bring in a Cancelo, 35 odd million. He can play both flanks. We need a left back anyway. You know what I'm saying? It could be in a situation where Reece James gets hurt again. Gusto and him can cover on the right flanks too. Easy. I look at centre backs. We could get, there's guys like.
You believe in Fofana?
No, man, I don't. Like, for me, it's availability. Even same with Reece James. After the surgery, if he gets injured next season, we're gonna have to have uncomfortable conversations because he's pure profit. This is what these guys forget. You think these guys are looking at this pure profit and not licking their lips, saying, "Yo, we could cash in at 80 million right now, pure." Like this is what's in the head.
You'll crash to stay back there.
Yeah, like so. I'll say, the fitness situation is crazy. Like I'm very critical of the Enzo signing, but one signing that I'm not as vocal about, which I do feel bad about, is Fofana. He cost 80 odd million. Right now, he's the most expensive centre back in Premier League history. I can't tell you 15 games he's played, and we signed him off of a broken leg on one leg and an ACL on his other knee. Whose genius idea was that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Todd Bowley.
I think that one was more of a Tuchel signing, to be fair. Same with the Sterling.
Let me move this. I got a hot take. In 4-4-2 and 3-5-2. And Kunku and Lukaku up front, Cooks. All right, another day. Bermuda, Aguna, no talent ID, take opponents' targets like Mudryk. That's another bum. Honestly, bummy, man. CB, are you selling Gallagher? Or any of the panel taking Gallagher? If CB is keeping Gallagher, that's how far Chelsea have fallen. Enzo is not good enough.
I would keep Gallagher as a squad player. That's where he's capped at. I don't believe he should be an out-and-out starter. But because Enzo and Caicedo can't play together, he's the only profile who can run and is mobile enough to be in all areas in the middle of the park. But ideally, I'd bring in a Paulinho from Fulham. You can, win. He's a destroyer. Can win the ball off. He can win the ball. He can work hard off ball. I wouldn't mind a Douglas Luiz, them type of players. And I think Gallagher's a bench player. He plays in the cup games.
I hear it. Quick one, just because you asked. Is anyone taking Gallagher here? I've already got a Mason Mount, so no.
I already have Kai Havertz, so no.
That's crazy.
What am I taking Gallagher? I mean, Klopp's leaving next year, so I don't know if I need a Gallagher.
Gallagher's a Klopp player, though, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Klopp was staying, then I'm taking Gallagher, bro. People need to understand, yeah. You know what it is? I understand the pure football and the pure footballer, purist in football. Sorry, I understand those guys, and I'm actually one of those guys. I'm not gonna lie. I love the aesthetics of football, but I think people forget that there needs to be balance. There needs to be guys that do the dirty work, that go unnoticed, or aren't the easiest on the eye. Because those are the guys no one wants to play against. The Park G songs, the best guys don't want to buck. You don't want to.
Wait. No. Respect Park G Sung. Yeah, technical ability, fam.
Yeah, but no one's saying he doesn't have technical ability, bro.
Sri Lanka Park, fam.
Yeah, no, but no one's saying he doesn't have technical ability. You're not a crap baller. But I'm saying guys who go unnoticed and do the dirty work. Do you know what I'm saying? It's okay to have, like, the James Milners are needed, bro. You don't want to buck James Milner in his 20 when he's 28, bro. You don't want to do it. I'm telling you, there's certain guys that just do that job extremely well, and it's so important to bring balance to the team. If you have 4 tech man in your midfield and no balance, it's not great, bro.
Yeah,
it's really not
giving
great.
me great memories. Thanks for that.
How about this? Unless the Jogger Benito is Jogger Benito in, and you're actually La Masia proven, no one's touching the ball when you're on the ball, then it's not that. Especially in the Premier League, you need running.
You need those guys. You need
battering rams. How about you need Jordan Henderson? I'm sorry, but
you always need it. But I'm not keeping McTominay because he's dead.
No. But McTominay's actually shit. He's actually shit.
You think he's good? Take him at your club. I hope you bid for him. I hope you bid for him. I hope you bid for him. Get rid of Gallagher. Get rid of Gallagher because he's pure profit. Go get Scott McTominay from me, please. Because when people say this, and I say, yeah, go take him. Nah.
I think like when you play people like Gallagher, because of the way he runs, the way he those kind of guys are annoying. It's like when you're playing pool and the person you're playing is not very good and they're just smacking the balls and scattering everything. And you always have to keep figuring out how to make your balls, and they just keep doing the exact, smacking the whole. Yeah, those kind of people, you need them on your team sometimes.
Well, you know what? Let's move on from the Chelsea situation. There was 500 man in here. Please smash the like. I think 12 likes off of 200. So if you don't mind, it's much appreciated if you do smash a like. It helps the algorithms. It helps a lot. And it pushes to the next person. I would get maybe a new subscriber. Mons may get a new subscriber. They are on his channel as well, Arsenalized, or technically Banner on the Pitch. Celsius Europe, CB's channel may get another subscriber. And that's because you guys always like the video every single stream anyway. So big up yourselves if you have done so at the moment. Moving on a little bit. So finally, Timber, we may see Timber, or we will see Timber on that pitch. Yep. And he might be on the, he might not play against City, but he should be on the bench. There, man. You know what it is? There's a lot of unknown commodity with Timber if he's going to succeed in the Prem, if he's going to play well. But if there's right now, if there's any side that can make it work and make a player look good, no matter who comes in at this moment of time, other than City, obviously, maybe even the Liverpool with their youngsters, you see how they played as well. It's Arsenal, man. I can't lie. Timber's like, boy, I think it's right on cue, man. April, they said April time ago. So here it is, man.
I'm excited.
Does he move the needle?
So let me put it this way. I don't know if he can move the needle because I've only seen him in preseason and in one game. And to be fair, I'm not going to use that stats to judge him and say, oh, Timber. I'm excited about Timber, and I'm excited because of how our recruitment was. If you notice what the recruitment did, a lot of the players we brought in were either captains of their former clubs, good enough to play and fit into Arteta's system. So we have a bunch of leaders who will take charge. So I know Timber will take charge because he was captain of Ajax. We brought in Declan Rice, captain of West Ham. Havertz is not a captain, but he's been to the Champions League. He's done his thing. He has a little experience. We just needed to rejig his engine, wash off the Chelsea dust, make sure we base him properly, put some Arsenal perfume, and get him kicking. But what I'm saying is he captained the team at a couple of times. He wasn't the captain throughout and through, but he's a leader. So I know he'll take charge. If I have to base him off the few games I've seen him play, it's like a new signing for us. Kimmich was another example. He just came from the World Cup for Poland, did very well at the World Cup. I think he even played as the DM in one of the games at the World Cup because I didn't watch all of Poland's matches, but the ones that I saw, so I like what we've done with our recruitment, and I trust these players. I'm a lot more comfortable when they're playing and confident that even when someone scores against us, we will score. Like I never watch an Arsenal game now thinking, oh, you know what, 1-0, we're dead. Like I know something will happen, whatever it is. And if it doesn't, then hey, that means they were off on that day and they'll have to take responsibility for it. But yeah, he's like a new signing for us coming at the end of the season. Thomas Partey is back as well. He's also back. I mean, I hope yeah, well, let's see. I mean, Tomiyasu is back. Thomas Partey is back. Zinchenko is back. Timber is back. There's rumors that Gabriel is injured, but he's been carrying that knock throughout literally for the last few weeks, from what I understand. And I think they're just trying to be safe. Better to be safe than to be sorry. Like, don't go and play 2 friendlies and aggravate it some more. Since you can play through it, when you might as well rest and then just play the next couple of games or whatever it is for as long as you can carry it through. So yeah, I'm just excited about what the rest of the season brings, and As it is, this time last season, Arsenal was losing players. We were losing players left, right, and center. They were dropping like flies.
Yeah.
And this time they're coming back. So
Arsenal's months this year. I said it. Does Timber move the needle?
A little bit, I think so. I think just a little bit.
I don't know.
Because you know what?
We acted like he won the Ballon d'Or and got injured. We don't know.
That's what. Yeah, I think a little.
We don't know. He played 65 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know.
Because what people don't realize is Timber can play across the back four. So so he can play across the back four. So depending on what we need to do, which is why I said he probably moves the needle a little bit, because since you don't know how good he is yet, but we saw him against City in the Community Shield, right? And we saw him in the first game, and even in preseason we saw him, and like he looked through and through, and Arsenal, like he looked through and through like he had fit into the system, And since he can play across the back four, that's a good player to have, a Swiss Army knife. If Zinchenko is not doing what we need him to do, or Kirill gets injured, we have someone to slot in there. If Gabriel needs to rest in 45 minutes, maybe the first half was a little tough on him, he can play left center back. We have Tomiyasu that can do the same thing. He can play left back or right back as well. So,
quick one. Did Tomiyasu get a new contract? Can anyone confirm that with me?
Yes.
All right. I've got a question. I've got a question for CB, because this is I like this. So Tomiyasu signed a new contract, whether he's a right back, centre back, it don't really matter. It's same thing with Ben White, right? That's nailed down. He brought in Timber, and that's Arteta's guy. Technically, left back can also cover centre back, so there's cover there. Kiwior now is also in that same boat. So what does that really mean for Zinchenko in the summer? Because he's not going to the 8 position. Let's be real, he's not done it, so he's not going to try it out. Not this time in this season. Not this far. It, like, guys, even in the comments, Arsenal fans in particular, what does this really mean for Zinchenko? Because there's no point in holding this player. As I said, Tommy, new contract. Ben White, new contract. Kiwior is a new player, and he's doing really, really well at this moment in time. And, Timber, he's a new signing. Just saying. He's got
on the way out, especially when you consider how much he costed them last season. In the big moments, the Anfield last year, he does switch off, you know what I'm saying? Like, defensively, he's a liability. That's also one of the reasons Pep cut ties with him. And now Arsenal are at a point where they're tired of competing. I feel like after this year, being happy that they're at the point where they're happy to be here still, but it's gonna start fizzling out, especially if they don't win this year. It's like, okay, you've got to win. And the best thing you can do is slowly but surely cut the guys that are liabilities out of the squad. Either Zinchenko's, you might see, Nketiah might be gone, and they're bringing in a striker that can cover for Jesus. Jesus might not even be the out and out starter anymore, because he's not converting big chances no more. He's a BCM merchant. So yeah, man, it's a shame that I've seen them improve.
I know, but
if we have to go by what Arteta says, he likes different styles for the team. He wants to be able to still have a Zinchenko when we are playing a certain team, to come in and play a certain way. He likes to have, because inverting, Zini is literally a midfielder when he plays for Ukraine. He plays midfield for Ukraine. He doesn't play defense for Ukraine. He doesn't play left back, but so we know what he does, and we know why we put him there. So Arteta likes stuff like that. He likes someone like Kiwior who can play left back and DM. Kiwior plays play the DM role. He played it for Poland in a couple of games in the World Cup. So you have to realize that he likes players that are able to play multiple roles, and Zini still has a place. Now, if Zini wants first team somewhere else and he wants to leave, great, good stuff.
That's why he left in the first place. If he wanted to stay and he would have stayed at.
But Zini has also had injuries, and he realized, like, when I have an injury and someone like Kiwior steps in and makes that role his own, and the teams that were playing, Kiwior is working for those teams, then I don't need to jump in and, because it's about the squad now. You have to realize that, yes, you want first team, but when you get injured and you're out for 5-6 games, what do you want the gaffer to do? Wait for you?
Do you not reckon that Kiwior might just go back to centre back, because he is naturally a left centre back, and then Zini just stays as left back? Because you know what, Tim is so similar to Zinchenko. You got Ben White and Tommy over at the other side. You got Kiwior, Gabriel, then you got Saliba, and I think maybe that's a hole there that they might not need to cover too much, but maybe that's an area that they need to potentially address in case Saliba does get injured. But even though they could put Ben White and Tommy, but let's say Tommy gets injured, then it's another story, isn't it? Like it might not be going anywhere. To be fair, he wants to fight for his place. You never know. Mo looks like Zinchenko going to. Come on, my guy, be better than that, man. Come on, man. You don't want to,
bruh.
Yeah, man. You're better than that, Mo, man. I know you like jokes. I know you're cheeky and stuff. So I know it's within your personality. AJ Zinni's one of that Arteta might sell if the offer is right, and we get Zubimendi along with Nketiah and Nelson. Cedric and El Nene are leaving on a free.
Oh yeah, Cedric is on the way out.
Yeah, Cedric is on the way out. El Nene as well, but El Nene just got his coaching license fully, and he's doing some background work with the Arsenal. So he might definitely live on a free, but he's also still going to be there working with them. Because I think recently he just opened the prayer room at the Emirates, just before Ramadan started. Part of the project that he's doing, and also the training academy with what's his name, Pierre Mertesacker. So there's some work going on at the background. I don't know how deep it is or what they're doing, but yeah, it's good to see that we have our players who've played for us and they served in their time. They did well, and we stood by him when he was injured. Still give him a 1-year contract, waited for him to get his license, and we'll put it to use. You may not be the best player on the pitch, but you might know how to train somebody else because you understand the game. So yeah.
Yeah, no, like the way your season collapsed last year when Saliba got injured, I think it's good to have cover, and it's not even just cover; it's cover in all areas. If one of them drops, you got right backs that can go into centre back. You got left
centre backs, yeah.
Back. If you lose DM, you got guys that can go DM.
That's why Timber and Kiwi are very very unique for us, because Kiwi, like I said, plays left back. He can play left back. He can play out the DM, and he can play. I
don't think you'll ever use him in DM. I'm going to be totally honest.
No. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying imagine the team so depleted. Rice gets injured, like Jorginho, old age, foot is paining him. Let's just put the list out. Eventually, you might have to play a team just like how Liverpool played their little kids and found a way to win against Chelsea.
Well, you might have,
you have to find a way to play what you have, using them as Swiss Army knives, because they can play those different roles. Why did we play Thomas Partey in the beginning of the season in right back? Thomas Partey played right back at Atletico.
Adeo, I'm so glad you mentioned you're segueing this so nicely, because there's segueing is so nicely because there is a DM potentially with experience that is a whole time winner that wants a Prem move, allegedly, anyways, right? His name is Joshua Kimmich. You might see, Zubimendi might not be the target. It might actually be looking like Rice and 8, which has been playing and getting some experience in that DM role that can dictate. Because one thing that Arteta likes is someone that can dictate. It's quite evident to see with the Jorginho and what's going on with the Kiwior. And it's obviously not just them. This is where Mons gets involved, and Mons is fan of Techie Man. Kimmich would go to Liverpool, and this is what's not allowed to happen. Kimmich is not allowed to play pivot to Rodri. It's not allowed. Or even inverted right back. Not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not allowed at all. So this whole Kimmich thing is up in the air, man. Hey, TV, this is where our clubs are just disgusting.
Bro, that's why I'm even the thought of this. Like, you look at the players that get floated around for us in terms of improving our side, and I've got to say stuff like Paulinho because it's realistic. You know what I'm saying? And these guys, Joshua Kimmich, and even what's great about Kimmich, he can also slot in as a right back if need be. So that is even more favorable for our
easily utilized. So
yeah, man.
Man said Kimmich is in the DM.
You know what? I laugh at people when they say things like, "Oh, I just saw a comment now that says Kimmich is on the down low, or somehow Kimmich is going down." Listen, you said this about Jorginho when we got Jorginho from Chelsea.
He's not that down.
I know, but
they look arse.
But it's how you use these players, though. As a coach, it's how you decide. Okay, at this time, this is what I need. I just need you to do your role. Everybody else will do their role around you. They'll cover you. It's a team sport. This is not tennis where you have to do all the work yourself. This is not wrestling, WWE, or taekwondo, where it's just a one-man sport, or Formula One, where if you don't drive where you're going to lose, you've got cover. So this is team sport. So at the end of the day, if Kimmich, no matter whether he was Kimmich of 5 years ago or 2 years ago, and you feel like he's got the experience, the positioning, if you need him in a year where you're going for a particular type of run, dude, if the price is right, I'll get him. I'll get him in that year.
You got to take into account players like him. He's not you need to really cater the system in midfield around him because he's not very mobile.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Why is Jorginho?
So we did that with Jorginho. So we put Jorginho there, and you drop in Declan Rice, and you drop in Odegaard. Odegaard plays in the pocket a lot, even when he drops deep. Deckers has gas tank to run.
I remember the old three. Remember, imagine it like this. So let's just say Arsenal and the old midfield of Bayern, what they did have, they had Goretzka, the legs. Let's say that's the Declan Rice. They had the Thiago, who used to be a little bit more advanced, used to dictate with Kimmich, but he used to go a bit extra further, a bit like an Odegaard, like, you know what I'm saying, the 8 kind of thing. And then you got the Kimmich, aka right now, the Georgie. I'm not being funny. It's a like for like, and it's experience. And we always talk about mentality.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Arsenal's just the case. We have to also put Liverpool into this conversation because I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking for some experience. But I'm just saying experience, winning mentality. Even City as well. They got Kovacic at his age. Doesn't mean they won't go get Kimmich either. Like, it might be a quick deal for them. It'll be easy food. But I'm just saying, like, any one of these teams get this guy. I don't. You know what? People that deny him. I'm actually convinced that some men are allergic to talent. Honestly, and they'd rather get someone that's got potential or something that's unproven or whatever because they're going to go on some 250k wages. What is 250k wage? Who cares, bro? The guy is a winner, fam. He just doesn't perform under Tuchel because he don't get along with him. I'm pretty sure you're not going to perform as much as at work when you're falling out with your boss. That's the way it works. Then you want to leave. That's the way it works.
Yeah, just playing Kimmich in a double pivot, man. You would, like, if you played Kimmich and you played Declan Rice,
especially when you're in Champions League,
and then you played Odegaard. And
you need to keep the footballing IQ.
Odegaard, Kimmich.
Think about Arsenal's team.
Odegaard, Kimmich, Declan.
Intelligent. You might have a very intelligent side. That's one thing I give credit for.
What is
No, it's in a good way. It's
you're scared, right?
Not allowed.
That's disgusting. But but that's that. But yeah, but adding Kimmich to Liverpool.
Once. Yo. I know, no disrespect, Endo, he's been really good, by the way, but I'm just saying this. Imagine this, like, you're in control of a game, you want to control it even more, whatever. Imagine a Kimmich, McAllister, and let's say a Curtis Jones. Stop it.
Where are you getting the ball? How about this? Trent could even go in midfield. You could even in midfield. You could even just sprinkle Trent if you really. There's just bare combos. How about this? If you wanted to play one game with Thiago and Kimmich, just out of to see what it would look like in 2024. Like,
just stop it, man.
Anyone there, bro? Like,
one thing about Kimmich that you got to take into account, it could work. The only way it can really work is if he's in a double pivot. He's never been a lone 6 type of guy.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For Arsenal, with a Declan Rice next to him, it could work. At Liverpool, I don't see him operating as a DM.
McAllister? He's been operating as an 8-6. Rodri? Rodri can go up and down.
Also, Kimmich has not had you can say, he's fallen out with Tuchel. But I judge you based on your last year. All he as good as your last season. He has been poor this year.
I hear it, but you know what it is? Like, you can't write him off because of his last season. The man's a clear football. He's a baller. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's like you figure Champions League as well. He doesn't even have to play every Premier League game. You got to think of experience, especially Arsenal. Anyways, they want to go and go further into a competition. Who better to have than someone that's been there, done that can actually say to these players, "I've been there, done that." Do you get what I mean? But maybe I don't even know if they've got other Champions League winners in it. Havertz and Jorginho, been there, done that. Like that is
it's true.
It's like profile for profile. Like I just think, and he can play again. He can go inverted right back if need be, and they can put Ben. That means they don't even need to get another centre back because guess what? There's enough cover there potentially as well, just in case they need to put a Ben White centre back. In case.
Harry Kane, who would, if you could handpick one player from Bayern for your club, who would you take?
Musiala. I hate Bruno. It's disgusting. Criminal. Abomination. Abort.
From Bayern. Who would I pick? Musiala.
Really?
I'll take Musiala. Yeah.
I thought you might pick a stop. I don't think you need him. I don't think you need him.
I mean, you said who would I pick? That's me. I'm not Arteta. Arteta knows what he wants for the team. I know what I want for my fantasy team. I know why I did my
Musiala. Don't lie. You pick Harry Kane, man.
No. Listen, he said Bayern Harry Kane. That's what he said. He said Bayern Harry Kane. Yeah. He said Bayern Harry Kane. Because for me, I tell people this all the time. When people say stupid things like, world-class players are not, I'm like, listen, let me define world-class for you. If any top club in the world will have you in their team, any top club in the world will say, hey, we can come for you because we think you're good and you will add value to our team, you're world class. Harry Kane has not won any trophies yet, but any top club in the world would have him. That's a world class player. So if any top club says, "Oh, you know what? I will have Trent Alexander-Arnold because you're top 20 or top 15 in your position, and I know that you add value to my team," you're world class. So when people start saying, "Oh, yeah,"
I agree with that parameter.
Listen, because let me tell you something. If you're going to judge a world class by how many trophies you've won, what happened to the guys on the bench that won the treble with Man City? Are they world class? The guys who didn't contribute anything, are they world class because they've won the treble? Are they world class because they've won multiple trophies and multiple medals? Some people are going to have medals on their wall, telling their grandchildren lies. I scored the winning goal, and then that's
the aim of elite professional football, high level football. That's the aim of it.
Listen, FIFA says that there's over 300,000 football clubs worldwide and over 250 million football players from the kids, women, and men, total all over the world. If you are top 50 in your position, and any top club will have you,
high.
I know. I'm just saying. I know. Hear me out. I'm saying men, women, and children. If you are top 50, you have teenage kids who are in the academy that other clubs want to buy them. They really want to buy those kids at 16, 15 right now. Are you saying, like, if you're not talking like elite, which we're talking about, like the Premiership and we're talking like all the top 5 European leagues, the Spanish league, Italian league. The truth is, if any top team will have you, any top team will have you. I mean, if Real Madrid wants Bukayo Saka today, we say Bukayo Saka is not world class because he hasn't won anything of value with Arsenal.
Barcelona put in an 80 million bid for Richarlison 3 years ago.
Yeah, even Rafinha went to Barcelona.
Of course you have. Listen, Listen, what
that doesn't mean you're world class. That doesn't mean you're world class. It means you have the coldest agent.
There's also months. You have to realize that there's the norm and there's the exceptions. We're talking norms and exceptions here. We can't pick a few rat heads that didn't make it because they got to the top and they dropped off and say, "Oh well," doesn't mean that every other person is not world class. We can't do that. There's norms and there's exceptions, and we have to agree that there has to be some kind of definition for it, and it can't be by medals and winning. Because I could be on a team warming the bench, play one FA Cup or play one Carabao Cup, and then we win a treble, and I'm a treble winner. Am I world class?
You see, for me, a world class player, even just an all-timer, like to be remembered in history. Like if I'm judging the best, just because we're on the topic of Harry Kane, I know it's a bit of a tangent, but if we're talking the best strikers of the previous generations, the Suarez's, the Lewandowski's, etc., I've got Benzema at the top of the top. You can argue Suarez and Benzema, I don't mind. But for me, my rule is you have to be the best player or the second best player in a team to win the Champions League or international trophy for your country. Then I'll say, okay, you are an all-timer. Same with the world class.
I agree.
You're not top 3 in your position, or you're not top 2, top 3 influential in your team to win a Champions League, then I'm sorry, you're not world class.
It's CB, man. I've tried. Like some people got different categories, like elite, now world class. Like the bracket from back in the day is so far gone because it's unreal. It's so subjective and biased. I can't be asked of it no more, because if I say one thing, like I think Declan Rice is on his way to being. He's got world class potential, and I think he's got that. He's on the tip of being world class. I'm not even joking. Like I think he's getting there. Like, and I wrote him off completely at the start of the season. I was calling him a Rebor, Sofian Amrabat. Amrabat can do everything he can. Clearly not, brother.
Remember the Caicedo Rice argument that we had? Remember the argument in the summer?
Yeah. The fact that this guy's got goals and assists to his he's got one of the best corners I've seen in a long time. The way he curves and whips up, I'm like, bro, he's got that on smash. You should have caught this from when he done that video with the F2 Freestyler brothers, and he was doing a mad volleys on basically on what's it called? On the show, like pretty much there and then. It's just
I saw a video clip.
You know when Fernandes and that, when he linked up with Bruno Fernandes, when them man were linked up in the park, and them man were just slapping shots top corner.
I saw a video clip. I saw a video clip of someone that knows Declan. I was like, they used to call him Deckers with the Techers. They said the way he would strike the ball, like this was guys like.
How dare I not wanted this guy?
I was like, I never really saw that aspect of him. Let me be honest.
Kaz, you know what you're saying about the world class thing, yeah? The reason why the conversations around world class has changed because a lot of top positions have died. The standard world class talk was top 3 in your position or top 4 in your position.
Football,
when you look at the 9, there's no world class 9s anymore, so you have
changed.
to put Harry Kane there.
You
look at the winger position. There's no really. You look at maybe a Vinicius, Mbappe, and who else is really world class in that position. Like,
but that's what. Hold on, but that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm saying football has changed so much right now that is no longer like the way it was. You know that back in the day, if you said the number 3, we knew that was what we knew. What position was number 3? 5 was center back. Like if you mentioned the number 8 left, 7 right winger, like 11 left. Like the people kind of had a particular sense of. But now we have not just positional play. We actually have like. It's about your role in the team. Yeah, if you're top 10 in your role, okay, fine. Madrid has Vinicius Jr. PSG has Mbappe. If a team like Bayern, for example, sell their right winger and they're looking in the market, if they look at people like Saka and they look at some people like, there are other players who are also in that category, not as good as Vinicius, maybe not as good as, I'm not comparing them. I'm saying
they're not world class, but they could potentially get to that.
So for me, world class is any top team you can get into any top team, because you have to have the skill set before you win the medals. You have to have the skill set before you win the medals to make the medals come after.
I blame all of this on the ultimate tactico of them all. I'm anti-tactico. I hate tacticals. But the ultimate tactico of all is Pep. If you think about it, he's killed the goalkeeper position. Now to be a goalkeeper, you need to be basically a DM, mad tech on the ball, this and that. It's not really about shot stopping anymore. That's why you have situations like Onana in the Champions League conceding 17 goals in 6 games in the Champions League and costing you guys single-handedly because you guys, like when you had a De Gea his job was to stop the ball going in the net, but you guys want a goalkeeper with La Porza.
Football evolves, man.
He can ping the ball 50 yards to it. Like, come on, bro. And then you look at the fullbacks nowadays. It's all inverted this, inverted that. It's not about being this and that. A 9 nowadays is. I remember the 9s I grew up on was the Drogbas, the Adrianos, the R9s. Do you know what I'm saying? You hold the ball up, you can dribble, you can. You know what I'm saying? A traditional striker that can do everything around the pitch. And also without contributing to a goal, and also get himself a goal if he needs to get a goal. That's gone. You look at the wingers because there's so much emphasis on systems no more. You're not even allowed to embrace yourself. The 10 don't even exist. You won't get another Kaka and all of that again. You won't get that. KDB is probably the last 10 we'll really, really see. And I
would say Mavericks, in it. It's the
Coutinho, Odegaard might be the last 10.
I think Odegaard's still there. Madison's still there.
Odegaard might be the last 10 you'll ever see. Odegaard he's still younger. He's still younger.
Madison's there.
He's still younger than all these guys. He's younger than all of these guys.
Does Madison not exist?
And I said Odegaard is younger than him. I'm not saying Madison doesn't exist. I'm saying age-wise, somebody's going to leave before the other.
Yeah. But a 10 today is a winger now. Before you was a 10, you sit in the middle of the park and you cook. Now we have to shift them to right wing.
I think that's just remedy though, because you still have Musiala. You still have players like Musiala who do it.
Yeah, ball carriers, Morgan gives way and all them. But anyways, look, what's it called? I was gonna say, I'm sad, man, because like the season before Arsenal signed Deckers, I was so against it, and I'm just thinking, in hindsight, as much as Man United would still probably be shocking, we could literally have had a Declan Rice.
No, you wouldn't be shocking because DM's changed everything. Fabinho changed everything. He changed the way I saw the game.
Wait, hold on. I just said 2 seasons when we could have grabbed him for 80 million, which we could have, and we decided to go Casemiro and all that kind of stuff there. And then before that, who we want, Frankie de Jong. It was all that question up in the air. I'm just thinking in hindsight, we could have Declan Rice of Minu in as a pivot today, and we would have still sacked Ten Hag and got somebody better.
Even when Casemiro,
can I take the?
To be fair, he might have improved this game.
Even Casemiro, the whole thing changed.
I know, but it's just I hate.
Were you one of them guys, Kaz, that was saying Amrabat's the answer to all your problems and all of this?
Yes, he was. Yeah. Yes, he
my
was.
God,
Yes, he was.
You felt the World Cup as well, yeah?
You know what you see? It wasn't World Cup because I was watching Serie A then. I was actually legit watching them, yeah. But he caught my eye a little bit more through the World Cup. And then I started watching Fiorentina, the way they play ball, the high line they used to play, the split in the centre-backs, even the West Ham final. Even before that, I watched him against Juve. He had a great game. Inter Milan. He was balling out against big teams, by the way. And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, you know what? We need some of that. But people don't realize how, like, when you're watching the game sometimes, you don't realize how slow-paced sometimes leagues can really be. But the way, I'm not one person that doesn't really get onto him because he ain't actually had a chance to play in that role for a numerous amount of games to really prove if he's got anything. He's always getting 20 minutes and then he's off and he don't play for a couple games. It's a little bit like a lot of people like that. Why I don't really get onto them too much. Like even Kivior was stinking out and people wanted him out at Arsenal, and then all of a sudden he gets a run against like, oh wait, this guy's actually got ability, like I was seeing at Poland, like what we saw in the internationals. So that's just the way I don't do it. People keep saying he's living off the tackle. Of course he was living off that kind of tackle and more, but people forget. I remember other games. He bossed every single game in the World Cup, by the way. It was always a standout. Him and the other central midfielders went.
You see the Qatar World Cup? The Qatar World Cup was literally like all the ballers in the world had their abilities turned up to 100. Because you look at the guys now that really the standout players that many people knew of going into this World Cup. The Goncalo Ramos, who's hardly getting minutes at PSG. Enzo Fernandez has been awful at Chelsea. He's had maybe good games all season. You could say maybe an Aston Villa FA Cup replay in February where he took his shirt off and thought it was Messi taking off his shirt like he scored in the Bernabeu for the second leg. Let's not get too into that one. That's Fernandez. There's Goncalo Ramos. There's Amrabat, who's doing nothing. There's Unahi, who was meant to be the one. He was the young player of the tournament. And then Alvarez, who started the season strong and has been awful this whole 2024. So no one really.
Yeah, 2024. Yeah. Because he was cooking at.
Yeah, he's been a bit poor. That cameo against Liverpool, my word, I can smell the farts coming out of his cheeks, bro. He was awful. But then you look at, I'm saying like, bro, the truth is, the World Cup is
I want to say something.
I want passion project and think, these man are gonna really beat them.
I want to say something about the Champions League to trigger all you haters. I'm just imagine this scenario. I'm going to be done in 30 seconds. This scenario is very simple. Arsenal gets revenge on Bayern Munich for what they did to us in the past. Arsenal goes on.
It's a statement. It's a statement.
No. This is just me triggering everybody. Don't worry. I know I'm trolling them. I'm triggering them. Let them clip it and let them go and say it. Say that I said it. Arsenal gets revenge on Bayern Munich. Then Arsenal faces Real Madrid because Real Madrid knocks out Man City. And Arsenal beats Real Madrid because Odegaard wants to prove a point to Real Madrid. You called me a reject. Today, I will boss this midfield and I will make sure that we beat you. Then we get to the final and lose.
That was shit.
Yep.
No.
Then get into the final and losing. That's crazy.
See, even in the imagine, this is the heritage of Arsenal.
No. See, look,
dreams.
I think CB. You forget that I work in film and VR production. I'm a storyteller. I just wanted to put that out there and trigger people.
Wildest of dreams.
Because you know what's going to happen? Anybody who clips this will clip the part where I said Arsenal is going to get revenge on Bayern. Then they'll clip Odegaard is going to prove on Real Madrid. They won't clip the last part. Watch it. Just bet and see. Is it not the internet? Do your thing. Enjoy.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna end it there. As well. This is gonna go over to Saeed's stream.
I'm joking, Jordan.
Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. We'll be back tomorrow. We're actually gonna do some title talk tomorrow midday. As well. We got all the people that's needed. But yeah, man. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. And obviously, these guys' channels pinned in the chat. So if you want to be lazy, just obviously you can go there. If not, you can go to the description. But big up, obviously CB jumping on Deo and obviously Monts as always. But yeah, man, we'll be back tomorrow with more. Trying to keep you guys entertained every day, man. It's just like, but trying to give some decent debates and decent content and actually decent personalities at the same time. So appreciate it. In a bit though. What are you saying?
Sorry, I was gonna say, listen, this is official call out, innit? Carefree Lewis, Dom, I'm trying to sit down with you guys. Let's talk Chelsea. Let's put
Thursday.
it all out on the table.
That's
No
Thursday.
nothing.
Thursday night with Monts, 10 p.m. Be there.
And we'll get Monta as the
Ron,
moderator for that.
Free Lewis. Let's bring him. Man.
I'll be in the chat. I'll be in the chat.
Thursday night,
Monts
10
moderator.
PM. I'll be playing football at the time, but Monts.
They're not so biased. They're not so biased, moderator. You know, the Chelsea hater. You know me, the Chelsea Grim Reaper. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right, say that. 10 p.m. Thursday for that one.